from the 45-degree line, the direction of the projection line will change, that is, it will come in the 90-degree direction. So from this line, draw the vertical line, that is 90 degree to the horizontal plane. Draw the vertical line and extend it, right? Same from this line, from this point, draw the vertical line and extend it up to the auxiliary plane, right? Same from this point, draw the vertical line and extend it. Now note that it is important note that the projection lines are always in the light font, means draw the projection line in the paper, in the plain paper, in the light font only. Why? Because the image which we will draw, the projected image, any type of image, that is, it is a front view, top view, or the auxiliary view, any image which is drawn, which is comparatively darkened to the projection line. So the object which is imaged, and the projection lines will differ from each other, right? Okay, now we will continue. Now we have drawn these lines in the vertical directions in the auxiliary plane, and also it is not given over here, but also draw the horizontal line from the front view in the vertical plane. Draw the projection lines over here, same from this edge, right? Same from in this edge. Now the intersection of the plane, now the intersection of the projection lines, that is from the horizontal plane and vertical plane, will intersect to some particular point. For example, when we draw this line, the projection line from this edge, and also when we draw the projection lines by using the 45 degree from this point, then the projected image in this the auxiliary plane, the particular point we get, right? Same, draw all the projection line and intersect to some particular point, and we will get the auxiliary plane, right? So it is the method to draw the different views on the paper. Now the next one, we will see the orthogonal projections and views in detail. As we are seeing further, as before, this direction in the figure is said to be as a direction to see the projected image on the front direction. So it is the front view, as it is written over here, right? It is the front view. The image of this front view will imagined on the vertical plane. We can able to observe the image of this front view on the vertical plane by using the rays of projection. Then this arrow which is over here, indicated over here, is to see in the top direction, that is the top view. When an observer will observe an object from this direction, then the image of the projection will appear on the horizontal plane, as we can see in the figure, by using this rays of projection which is projected from the edges of an object. As same, this arrow is said to be as the arrow of the side view, viewing direction of side. So whether it may be it is the side view which we are watching from the left hand side to right hand side. If the arrow or the viewing direction is kept over here in this direction, so it is also said to be a side view, but an observer will observe an image from the right hand side to left hand side, right? This is also said to be as the side view. As we have seen from the side view, when we observe the object, the imagination of the projection lines will emerge on the auxiliary vertical plane by using the rays of projection, and the projected image of the side view will projected on this auxiliary vertical plane, right? Now the front view is also said to be as elevation. The front view which is obtained in the vertical plane, right, is also said to be as the elevation. It is said to be elevation. Now the image is formed on the vertical reference plane or it is said to be as a vertical plane or the vertical reference plane. Now when an image obtained when an observer sees from the top view, the image is said to be as plan. So when the observer observes the object from the top, that is from the top view, that image will said to be as the plan, right? When the object is kept in the horizontal and vertical plane, and the auxiliary vertical plane is also kept to see the side view, then the image which is formed on the side view, in the side view direction, is known as the side elevation, right? It is said to be as side elevation. And the plane is also said to be as auxiliary vertical plane and also profile plane. This plane is also known as the profile plane. Now there are two types of projections. The first one is the first angle projection, and next one is the third angle projection. But when we see, or when we if we go behind, we are studying the four types of projection, means four perspectives of the projection, that is in the first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant. The question will arise, why we have to study the two types of projections only, that is the first angle projection and third angle projection. For this answer, further we have to go, or we have to revise the angles of projection, that is the quadrants. We will see in the reverse direction to study this figure. Now this is said to be as the first angle projection because it is in the first quadrant. When the object kept in the first quadrant, it is said to be as first angle. Same second angle projection when the object is kept in the second quadrant, third angle projection when the object is kept in the third quadrant, and fourth angle projection when the object is kept in the fourth quadrant. But we have to study two types of projections only, angle projection. The first one is the first angle projection method, and second one is the third angle projection method. Then what about this second angle projection and fourth angle projection? This type of angle projection is impossible to study, which we cannot able to study. Why? The answer of this question is, when an object is kept over here, right, in the second quadrant, and we draw this the imagination of the object. When we draw the imagination of the object at that time, after drawing the imagination of the object on the vertical plane, that is if we kept this object in this plane, right, and we will see the front view from this direction, so the image of the plane will observe in the vertical plane. And same when we see from the top or the plan, the top view is also said to be as plan, as we had studied before, right? So the plan, when we draw in this horizontal plane, now the horizontal plane is rotated in the 90-degree clockwise direction. Now see, now we will rotate the horizontal plane in the 90-degree clockwise direction. At that time, the horizontal plane will come in the place of the vertical plane. So the horizontal plane and vertical plane will overlap with each other. So there is a question arise of the overlapping of the two planes, that is vertical plane and horizontal plane, in the case of second quadrant. I am repeating because it is very much important. When the object is kept over here, that is in the second quadrant, at that time when we draw the front view, when we observe an object from this direction, so it will become the front view, and the image of the projection will projected in the vertical plane. And same when we observe the object from the top view, that is in the that is in the plan, the projected image will be projected on the horizontal plane. Now as we studied before, that we have to rotate the horizontal plane in the 90-degree clockwise direction. When we rotate the horizontal plane in the 90-degree clockwise direction, at that time the two objective images, that is the front view which is imagined which is projected in the vertical plane, and the plan, that is the top view, will overlap with each other in the case of second quadrant. So it is impossible to study the second angle projection method. Now same in the case of fourth angle projection method, the same problem will arise. Now when the object is kept over here in the fourth quadrant, right? Now when we keep this object in the fourth quadrant, and observer will observe in the front direction, that is in this direction, the object projected image will imagine on the vertical plane, that is over here, and we consider this horizontal plane as the transparent. Mind well, by watch or to observe the object in the downward direction, that is in the fourth quadrant, we have to imagine the horizontal plane as the transparent plane. So when we observe the object from the top, that is from the plan, right, at that time the it will come in the horizontal plane only, because it is transparent. When we observe over here the object from the top, then the image of the object or the image of the plan will observe over here, because it is the transparent. Now when we rotate the horizontal plane, right, when we rotate the horizontal plane in the 90-degree clockwise direction, at that time both the views or both the projected image, which one, the first one is the front view, which is projected on the vertical plane, and another one is the top view or the plan, which is projected on this imagined transparent horizontal plane, will overlap with each other in the case of fourth quadrant. So it is impossible to study, or there is no any study, or there is no any drawing imagination of in the case of second angle projection and fourth angle projection. So in the orthographic projection of an engineering drawing, the two angle projections are used. The first one is the first angle projection method, and the next one is the third angle projection method. Now again we will continue. Okay, so now our concept is clear that there are two types of projection methods only, the first angle projection method and third angle projection method. So we see that the first angle projection method, the image of the object is drawn on the first quadrant only. As I had explained before, the image of the object in the case of first angle projection method is drawn on the first quadrant only. The projection on the vertical plane is known as front view or elevation. That it is the revision only. So for this first angle projection method, the projection on the vertical plane is front view or elevation. Now the projection on the horizontal plane, right, when we see from the top view, so the projection of an image will observed on the horizontal plane, so it is said to be as the plan or elevation. The object lies between the observer and the plane of the projection, that is above horizontal plane and in front of vertical plane. The object which is kept on the first quadrant to study the first angle projection, so the observer and the plane of projection is kept above horizontal plane. So the object is kept in the first quadrant above horizontal plane and in front of vertical plane, and the top view is below the front view. The top view is below the front view. Now the left hand side view is drawn on the right of the front view, and the plane of projection is non-transparent. For this first angle projection method, the plane of projection is non-transparent. Why? Because in the first angle projection method, the first quadrant is above the different planes, so it is kept non-transparent. It is the first angle projection method. As we see, these are the four quadrants. Now the study of the first angle projection method, an imagined object is kept over here, right? It is the front view, so the projection of the lines or the projection of lines will observed in the vertical plane in this front direction, so it is immersed on the vertical plane. When we see the top view or the plan, Then the image is observed on the horizontal plane. In the case of the first angle projection method, it is the front view, right? Both differs from the xy line when we rotate the horizontal plane to 90 degree, right? So the horizontal plane will come below the vertical plane, so it is xy line. This above figure is said to be as the vertical plane, the below one is the horizontal plane. So vertical plane will draw the projection of the front view, and the horizontal plane will draw the projection of top view. Now in the further lecture we will study the third angle projection method. So thank you for now.